Okay, this is actually about 20 years of experience from how to unlicensing the Wi-Fi in Indonesia, and now we are struggling on the LTE and hopefully the 60 gigahertz band. Wings mentioned in the other session. We have to pay about $1,000 per lane right now in Indonesia for 60 gigahertz band, so we have to fight for that. Okay, so this is basically our experience. The Indonesia Kominfo is the Ministry of Communication and Information in Indonesia. They promise by the end of this year, actually not the end of the year, in the next 4 months, the whole Western Indonesia will be covered by Wi-Fi 4G. But that's their promise. Okay, this is the capture screen of my fight with the Kominfo. Sorry, this is in Indonesian language. Basically, I asked them, "Are you serious promising that the western part of Indonesia will be 4G, the whole Western Indonesia?" And then he said yes, and then he gave the map. So this is the map. The red area is covered by 4G. That's their promise. But the green area is no coverage basically. But they have only 4 months, because after 4 months we change the president and we change the minister. So 4 months is the deadline. I did check the actual signal for 4G using OpenSignal. It's apps in Android. This is 8 June. I think last week. This is the signal in Singapore. You can see Singapore on the left. Singapore, it's all green in Singapore, but if we go south to Batam Island, we can see a lot of no signal area in Batam Island. If we zoom out, the right side we zoom out, the left hand side is Sumatra Island. We can see not much signal in Sumatra Island. This is on the left is Jakarta. Yes, looks like green. It's actually not all green. If we zoom in, lots of black spots. Jakarta is the north of Java Island. If we go south, the right is the south part of Jakarta. We can see a lot of black spots. Java seems to be green. Kalimantan, lots of black spots. Sulawesi Island, lots of black spots. Maluku Island, and this is Papua Island. So we have a lot of black spots. Actually, more than half of the population is actually in rural. So we desperately need solution for rurals, and actually the people willing to pay, willing to buy, they able to buy for the equipment themselves. If you remember Kashif this morning, his one of his his area is actually in Papua. So this is Indonesia. And I think every month the Papuan people, the village people, they are able to pay couple $1,000 per month. So they can buy their own open RAN or whatever it is. Okay. So the implementation in Papua done by Curtis Hemel. Kasim is part of Curtis' team, and also David Heck, actually the American stay in Papua. So this is actually the guy. Okay, and if we Google it using OpenBTS Papua, we can see a lot of pictures. When Kasim mentioned the OpenBTS is on the tree, it's actually the far left pictures is actually that's on the tree, that tree. And it has been running for 5 years. The one who ran the system is primary school teachers. So the operator is actually primary school teachers. And Kasim is very correct. The system must owned by the community. Otherwise, the capex or opex doesn't fit into the whole scenario. So the community must come into play, and the whole system must be owned by the community, and they will maintain the system. And this particular system has been running for 5 years now, and it works fine, no problem. Okay. The key is actually my role, basically empowerment, how to educate people. Actually, when we do the fight, we have 4 options to win the war. Not war, actually, to negotiate with the government. It's not war. Okay, to win the negotiation, we have four options. Either we have power. I don't have any power. I am only common Indonesian, and I don't have any power. So power option I cannot use. The second option, money. The Indonesian government really likes to get some money. I don't have money, so I cannot use these options. The third option is people power. I don't have any people power. So my option is educate, empower. When we empower, then we can create the people power. But still it doesn't work. People power with the Indonesian government doesn't work. Okay, so I need the last option is international acknowledgement, recognition. So what we did, I will tell you the whole story when we actually liberating Wi-Fi 2.4 Indonesian, 2.4 gigahertz in Indonesia. Before we have to pay about $2,000 per year per access point per Wi-Fi. That's year 2000, and we have to fight with the government. But then using these 4 options, we use the last option, international recognition, and we can liberate. So this is show the empowerment stuff. Googling using OpenBTS workshop Onno Purbo, my name, you can see a lot of workshop actually. The actual workshop, we also write wiki. Sorry, this is mostly in Indonesian language because that's we empower Indonesian about the technology. So we write wiki in Indonesian as well, and I take note how many workshops we actually run. We run hundreds of workshops about OpenBTS since 2011. So it's been a long time, about 8 years doing this. The first one actually not in Java Island, in Aceh, the first workshop. Okay. Wrote books about OpenBTS. This one using the old OpenBTS, so we are not using OpenRAN yet. I'm hoping I can write books about OpenRAN and the other LTE, LTE. Oh, sorry. The book costs $4. You are welcome to buy. I'm just kidding. No, it's on the wiki. This is Indonesian language, so I think you will be having difficulties. Okay, and then we write. Not write. We actually creating a channel on YouTube. My friend actually recording me using phone, and later tonight or tomorrow morning I will upload the talk to YouTube. So that's how we empower people. Okay, I have special channel. There is a playlist on OpenBTS. I have about 28 video on this channel. Some actually very technical, how to compile the OpenBTS software, how to configure and everything. So it's very how-to tutorial video. Okay. By the January, I think January 2016, OpenBTS trial network is okay in Indonesia, finally. After we educate the Indonesian people, finally 2016 OpenBTS trial network is okay for 1 year. Okay. This is when we actually meet the minister and we negotiate. Some of my friends actually taking the pictures, and then the minister signed an act. This is the act, January 2016, and then he said, "You are welcome to deploy trial network in Indonesia." Okay. Now the interesting thing is, okay, we only need to submit proposal, and they always welcome for any proposal, no rejection. Okay. In rural. For 1 year can be extended forever. No, just kidding, forever one. And then trial on any technology. So we can use Open RAN, we can use LTE, 5G. What's the technology? This one, space. Yes, space, whatever. And the interesting thing is on any band. When we met the regulator, Curtis actually asked, which band we can use, and then the government said, any band you like. Okay, we are speechless when we go out the room, and I said, "Is he crazy? No, he's not crazy. Okay, we do any band." So we are lucky in Indonesia. We can do it on any band. Okay, I'll tell you how the Indonesian regulation works. How we can change the regulation in Indonesia. Wing, very lucky in Malaysia. The government support the community and they remove the license for 60 gigahertz band. Indonesia is totally different. We have to do it differently. Okay. In year 2000, the Indonesians have to pay $2,000 per Wi-Fi, per access point, per year. Okay, year 2000. Okay, negotiation failed. Okay, so we educate and empower. This is the example, one of the example. You can use, the keyword is wajan boleh. Wajan in English is wok. Wok is for cooking. Boleh is from parabolic. So we mix two words, wok, boleh. Okay. When you use this word, you can see lots of Indonesian sites. They publish about how to make long distance communication using WOP. This is the picture. Okay. So this is part of the education. So the technology becoming like community-based technology. Okay. This is WOP wallet. Because of this, we managed to liberate Wi-Fi. What is this? What is this? Oh, okay. I use the keyword Onno IDRC. Because of this, IDRC is the International Development Research Center in Canada. They actually very interested to spread the knowledge on how to build wallet to the world. So these pictures actually for example, the left pictures, I give talk at WISIS, World Summit on Information Society. So because of that, because of the international acknowledgement, international recognition, the Indonesian government said, oh, okay, so this is the right technology. The international community acknowledged that. Okay, so we need to change the regulation. That's the mindset. Okay, so I asked Facebook actually very simple. Please acknowledge us. Because of the acknowledgement, we'll change the mindset of the regulator. The regulator will change the regulations. Okay. But make sure saying in the press conference or whatever, make sure saying that the Minister of ICT Indonesia is a hero. We have to put that kind of word. Otherwise, they will not change the regulation. Okay. Because of that, this is the Ministry Act 2005. Wi-Fi is free. So before we have to pay $2,000 and then we come in the international acknowledgement. People learn from Indonesia, and then the Indonesian government will make it free. So that's the mindset. So because of that, so basically this is the option to win the war. The key factor is international acknowledgement. It's not power, it's not money, it's not people actually. Facebook is the key for us. So please help me, God. sorry. So the proposed, so this is the final stage, slide. So the proposed strategy for TIP Indonesia is talk to two ministry, at least, there are three basically. First is ICT ministry, second is village ministry. To give you some idea, every single Indonesian village receive about $100,000 per year from the government. They don't know what to do with it. So we can use this funding to deploy open RAN for the whole country, funded by Indonesian people, the village. So they have that money actually, but we need to educate them. So that's the key, how to educate. Okay, talk to the operator, because actually when we do the real deployment, we need the operator. The operator, well, we need to educate the operator as well. But I'll stop there. Okay, and then it's difficult to read over there. It's easier. For tip labs, we are not as advanced as you guys. You guys can innovate. You can invent something. We in Indonesia, normally we get your stuff and we take apart everything, and sometimes we are unable to make it the thing again, but we take apart and we modify from what you have been done to make it more cheaper and everything. So that's the objective of tip labs in Indonesia, because if we have to innovate, it's very difficult. Having said that, I'm hoping if there is a tip lab in Indonesia, you can force the tip lab in Indonesia to publish books, publish video, basically to empower the other people. It's easier for us to empower the Indonesians because we speak the same language. For the global community, normally we can use Google Translate, so we can do that as well. Okay, the last one is please your support, because without your support, the Indonesian government will not change the regulation. Hopefully, you will support us. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Onno. That was a great presentation, and please, we'll support Onno for sure. Yes. Okay, guys, so this is the end of the day, but before we go, we pack up, we have an important announcement. We have a happy hour.